Yes, good evening to everybody, to the students of the Advanced Private International Law. And we are dealing the connecting factor in this class. And I don't know, and I already sent to you these connecting factors in the morning to your email. I don't know whether you have seen it or not. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
No, sir.
You did not see
I
it.
haven't received it, sir.
The purpose of sending the email is what? Huh? So mostly the why I sent through the email is it will be anytime it will be there. In the WhatsApp, sometimes it will be deleted. So that is the reason that. So read what I put on the screen. Can you read it? Can you read it?
Examples of connecting factors.
Yes. What is that? Could you read it or not? Is it visible or
Professor,
not?
I can't see it.
Say why you are not saying.
It is not visible.
Yes, sir. But I sent you in the email. Did you see it? Sir, we did not see it, the email, sir. Only once in a week we'll see it. Answer is?
I saw it
Answer is
easily.
okay. Okay, doesn't matter. Huh? So I can make it out because it can be visible to me, and we can also see it in our handout also. So the first one is the nationality. What do you say nationality in the law applicable in Latin? Yes? If you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you say just pass on. Don't waste the time. Yes? Please give me the answer. Pass on?
Pass on, sir.
Why you are taking that much time to say the pass on? Nationality. It is used as a connecting factor in the private international law. It is the law applicable in the Latin is lex patriae. Lex, lex space patriae. That is the lex patriae. That is also nationality will be counted. For instance, in the common law countries, we will more emphasize on the domicile, lex domicile, and in the civil law country, they will mostly rely on the nationality. And today, just now I sent an email, advantage and disadvantage of the adversarial system and the inquisitorial system. Have you heard this word adversarial system and inquisitorial system? Yes? Give the answer. Give the answer.
Please repeat the question.
Did you hear any time adversarial system and inquisitorial system? Is it clear?
Yes.
Did you hear such a word anytime?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
Can you give the explanation?
Adversarial system is the one which based in common law system.
Okay.
Inquisitorial is the one which based in civil law system.
Okay. But what is it? What is it? Okay. Anyway, that I sent you the email and you can go through it. Just now I sent the advantage and disadvantage in the adversarial system and in inquisitorial system. Overall, the adversarial system is the best. For instance, I will ask a simple question to you. There are two types of the cars are there. One is having the floor gear, another is only the accelerator, means gearless. Which one is the best? Did you understand my question?
No.
You know car, C-A-R, car, four-wheeler.
Yes. Yes.
There are gear system and gearless also there. Do you know this one?
No, sir.
You never see the car. Where is the steering in the car? Right hand side or left hand side?
Depends with the country.
In Tanzania, what is the system that it is the left hand side car steering is there, right hand side steering is there? Do you know what is meant by
Right.
steering?
Right.
Right. When you sit in the right, in the floor, you know, floor down, there is a gears are there. Reverse and for and number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Sometimes some cars are having the number 5 gears. So we will run the car with the gear, changing the gear. But certain cars are now, it is having only 2 pedals. That is, one is the accelerator, another is a brake. Did you see such a car?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which one is the best one? Either gear one or the gearless?
Gears.
Wrong. Because the gearless, just you press the accelerator and it will change its automatically gear, and at the time you will get the sleep also, especially when you are traveling in the valleys. There is a lot of chance accident will happen in the gearless car because we don't know what speed that we are going. But in your gear car, we know the car is in our control. We can change the gear. When there is a height, we can use the first gear or second gear. Later on, in the plane on the highway, we can use the fifth gear. And that's why every time a man would be alert. Every time a man would be alert. Hence, gear car is the best car, in my view. In the same way, adversarial system is the best way, even though it is having the negative points. That's I want to compare with you. Are you following me? Are you following me?
Prof,
Yes.
Prof, there is a problem of internet.
If you're not
So
very clear, I think the network is not good.
So anyway, that it is a recorded one. You could hear it. Why the problem of the internet? Why don't you sit at the place where the internet is strong enough? Why do you sit at that place where the net is very weak?
we are not hearing you. Maybe there.
You are not hearing my voice. Are you not hearing my voice?
Now it's okay, sir.
See, that is the problem.
Sometimes you went off.
That is the problem in your internet only. There is no problem because if there is a problem, it will not be recorded. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The next is residence domicile. Law of, that is called Latin terminology. What do you say? Domicile. What do you say? Latin terminology.
Lex domicile.
Very good. Appreciate. Very habitual residence. What do you say? This is a new word to me. Even to me also, it is a new word. Habitual residence. Because this is also a new word to me. It is the Latin terminology is lex habitationis. Spelling LES lex space HABITATIONIS. Pronounce
Habitual.
Lex habitus.
lex habitationis. Pronounce
Lex habitationis.
appreciate. Next is place or country where the object is situated. Latin terminology, connecting factor. If you don't know it, just pass on, you tell me, because I have given you a good defense.
Pass on, sir.
Lex re cite. Sometimes we can say lex citus also. Lex, 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 space, REIRE, space, SITAE. Lex resite, but we can also say Lex situs because there is nothing but the place where the office is, company is situated. Is nothing the place where the mobile property or the immobile property is existed. We can also say LEX Lex space SITUS situs. Repeat.
Lexicitus.
I appreciate. Another is place within parenthesis country where the act was accomplished. I repeat, place within the parenthesis where the act was accomplished. Latin terminology.
Loci actus.
I appreciate. Lex loci actus. Next, registered office of the company. I told you already the place. Lex situs. Place where a company was incorporated. I repeat, place where a company was incorporated. Even to me also it's a new word. It is a lex space incorporationis. I repeat, lex space incorporo, INCORPORATIONIS, lex incorporationis. Repeat.
Lex incorporationis.
I appreciate. Place of contracting the marriage. I repeat, place of contracting the marriage. What is the connecting factor in the Latin terminology in the private international law?
Lex loci celebrationis.
No, there is no loci. Lex, okay, no, there is there. Lex loci celebrationis. Loci means the place where it is actually done. Called loci. Or cause of action also we can say loci. A place of the damage. Place of the damage. What do you say in the correcting factor in the private international law? It is there on the screen also. If you keenly observe, you can also observe it. We can use the two terminology. Number one, where the place where the wrong is committed is, we can say lex loci delicti, or the place of the damage is happened, we can say lex loci demoni. Spelling where the place of the damage, spelling LES lex space LOC damanis DAMNIS, lex loci damanis. And we already said in the law chart, demonum sine injuria and injuria sine demonum. It is nothing but the demoni. Lex loci demoni. Repeat.
Lex loci damini.
Okay, if I say place where the wrong of tort is committed, what do you say? Just before I told. I repeat, place where the wrong of tort is committed. It is said lex loci delicti. Spelling, it is not here, but I am added. LEX lex space LOCI loci delicti. That means DELECTI delicti. Repeat.
Lex loci dilecti.
Appreciate. Choice of law by the parties. What is the connecting factor in the private international law? Choice of law by the parties. Of course, choice of the parties of the jurisdiction, we can say lex forum. Choice of the forum. Forum convenience also we can say. But here they say choice of law by the parties. In Latin terminology, we can say, even though it is a new word to me also, lex voluntatis. Lex, L-E-S, lex space V-L-U-N-T-A-T-I-S. Voluntatis. Lex voluntatis. Repeat.
Lex voluntatis.
Appreciate. Then the choice of law by the parties is called. Suppose choice of the forum is called forum convenience. Choice of the forum of the plaintiff is called forum convenience. Repeat.
Forum convenience.
Very appreciate. The last one is the connection is the borrowed from the another conflicts of law provision. I repeat, the connection is the borrowed from another conflicts of law provision. It is nothing but which law should be followed over there, or what actually the dispute is occurred over there. Lex cause, the cause of the, where the reason of the law come out, means which law would be applicable over there, or what dispute is happened over there. Both the things will come. Lex cause we already studied. One is characterization is whether the dispute is law of tort, law of contract, or matrimonial remedies, or the property remedies, or dispute. We don't say remedies, but the dispute is concerned. But another rule of law of the lex cause is whether that country law would be applicable, where the law of the forum, or where the cause of action arises, that another country law would be applicable. There are the two factors we have studied in the lex cause in detail. So this is the thing which I posted, I not posted, I attached to your email. See, when do you say attached, when do you say post? In what reference we can refer it, please tell me. Please, if you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you say pass on. The question is attached, the word. Another is posted. Where should we use these words? See, today I have sent the attachment in the email, the connecting factors. And I posted today that the class would be as usual, so and so time. The posted in the WhatsApp, attached in the, I don't know whether you read it or not, in the interpretation of the statutes. Redendo causa, there is in the interpretation of statutes, there is one language canon, redendo rendis, something like that. Means, for the sword, we use a different word. For the revolver, we use a different word. Can we say, I drawn the revolver and I loaded the sword? Can you say so? See, give me the answer.
No,
No.
you cannot say that.
What is the appropriate way of to say?
Please repeat the question, Prof.
I loaded the sword and I have drawn the revolver. What is the appropriate way to say?
I loaded the revolver and I drawn the sword.
See, interpretation of statutes. Have you not read in the interpretation of statutes in your law, in the LLB? Redando redendis.
We did.
There is a language canon. Redando redendis. If I have not been mistaken, that is the right way. Because I taught interpretational statutes. And if anybody wants to see the canon language, the language canons, it is there in my YouTube. You can watch it if you like it. But anyway, let us come to the point. Our study is connecting factors. Why the connecting factors are essential? Can you tell me? Anyone? Why the connecting factor should be used over there? Yes?
They decide the type of law to be used.
See, it is I given on the screen. It is clearly what are the connecting factors I have given. So, what are the connecting factors in the conflict of law, or we can say private international law? The connecting factors are facts which tend to connect a transaction or occurrence with a particular law or jurisdiction. It is a connecting which law could be used over there and what jurisdiction it can be applied over there. So that's why we can say connecting factors. Is it clear?
Yes, Prof.
The
Yes,
next is you read the next one, which I am highlighted here. Yes. Anyone can see if any person read now, the second time he should not read. We should give the chance to another person. And the second person, when they read it, we have to give the chance to the third person. Otherwise, it become a chorus. Both will read. Okay, now let us start with the Raymond. Raymond, read.
What are connecting factors in conflict of laws? This
Proceed.
include a person's domicile or habitual residence and the place where a specific act occurs, such as the commission of a tort or the making of a contract. These sorts of connecting factors have a relatively narrow focus. They are quite specific and can therefore be described as rigid connecting factors.
See, lex loci actors we cannot use for the tort. Lex loci contractors we cannot use for the tort. Then what should be used in the tort? I told you just now, there are two types of the law of tort connecting factors are there. Just now we repeated. Okay, I will give the answer. Number one, lex loci demini, the place where the damage is occurred. And another is the place where the tort is committed, wrong is committed. That is called, in the Latin terminology, where the wrong is committed, where the civil wrong is committed, where the tort is committed, where the accident occurred. Just now I told you. Lex loci delicti. Lex lex space loci loci, the place where it is occurred. Delicti delicti. I repeat, delicti ti. Delecti actually. Delecti delicti. Repeat. Second person.
Delict.
Lex loci delicti. Delecti. So what are the two connecting factors in the law of tort? What are the two connecting factors?
The place where the damage occurred.
Let's say the Latin terminology. Say in the Latin terminology, which we will use in the private international as a connecting factor. You are giving only the explanation. But in the exam, you are not giving the only explanation. You have to give the Latin terminology. In addition to the Latin terminology, if you give the explanation, the examiner will inflate. He feel very happy and he will give the good marks to you. If I may be the examiner, if you don't use the Latin terminology, then I say, no, it is not the good way. If you use the Latin terminology without the explanation, it doesn't matter. But the Latin terminology is must, mandatory. What are the two? I repeat. The two law of thought connecting factors are, one is lex loci demini, that is the place where the damage is occurred. Number two, lex loci delicti, the place where the tort is committed. Repeat the third person Dorcas.
Lex
Lesi
loci
loci domini and
I
lesi
gave the name
loci
Dorcas. I said Dorcas. Why you are coming into the picture? I said clearly Dorcas.
lesi loci domini and lesi loci delicti.
Are you a Dorcas?
Yes.
I appreciate. Okay. Because I thought Dorcas is a male name. But anyway, now I found it. It doesn't matter, Dorcas. Okay, let us come to the next. What is the principle of lex loci contractus? We already dealt. What is that lex loci contractus? Where the contract is
Made.
So the lex loci contract is the Latin term for, I quote, the law of the place where the contract is made, I unquote. Lex loci contractus is often the proper law to decide the contractual disputes. This principle is applicable when there is a conflict of laws with regard to a contract and when the validity of a contract is in question. At that instance, lex loci contracts could be used over there as a connecting factor. Next, lex loci actus, we know it. Lex loci actus is the law of the place where the act occurred that gave rise to the legal claim. Means where the act is made. Actually, act is made means even the breach also we can make it out. The breach also an act. So that is the place where the act is made. You can say lex loci actus. Then what is the meaning of the lex loci? The law of the place. Suppose if you file a case in Tanzania, we say the lex fori, but if any cause of action had in the place, we can say lex loci. The law of the place, a Latin term meaning the law of the place means the principle that the law of the place giving rise to a particular right that governs the right of parties to the legal proceeding. Suppose if any accident happened in Kenya, do you have the right in the Tanzania to claim for the damages? I repeat the question. If any accident happened in the Kenya, at that time, do you have the right to file a case in Tanzania to claim the damages?
No, sir.
Because the right you will have only in Kenya, because the place where the damages are occurred or where the place the tort is occurred. But I told you already, even that Kenyan law could be used over there in Tanzania because the plaintiff is from Tanzania and he cannot go to the Kenya for every case and he could not file a case in Kenya. Hence, the plaintiff is given the option to file a case in Tanzania. That is called forum shopping. To whom it is given? Forum shopping, to whom it is given?
Plaintiff.
I appreciate. Because I told you already, a person who goes to the court should not come with the empty hands, number one. Number two, they try to make the justice to the party, and not only justice to the party, and the justice seems to be done to the party, even by applying any connecting factor, or they are applying any law applicable to over there, or they can apply the decision or the foreign judgment recognition and enforcement of the foreign judgment of another country to save the time, to save the court proceedings also. It will take it lot. I told you already that 2 into 2 is 4. Either it is in Tanzania or it is in Kenya or any place in the world, because the mechanism they used over there is universal and the general principles are used over there, and hence a judgment given or delivered in one country should be respected in another country, because it is called, we will study the theories, it is comes under the vested interest theory. A judgment which is made in one country should be given the equal treatment in another country, because the judgment is very much perfect, following the norms, following the general principles. Don't worry, we do have the 5 or 6 theories are there, and we will ready, and already you read in your LLB also. Can you tell me what are those theories? Theory, Theories. I don't know how do you pronounce. Even the Asian pronunciation or the Indian pronunciation will say theory. How do you pronounce? Theory?
Theory.
Okay, but the spelling is?
Theory.
If it is a plural form?
You remove the Y and you put IES.
I appreciate. Good, Dorcas. You are following me very keenly. So what is the difference between the, now tell me, lex loci and lex fori? Because I already told you. What is the difference between the lex loci and lex fori? See, we can easily give the answer, even without looking at my screen. Even, see, I will hide the screen. What is the difference between the lex loci and the lex fori now? Anyone?
Lex loci is the law of the place, and lex fori is the law of the forum.
See, where the case is filed is lex fori. Where the cause of action arises, means right arises, is called lex loci. I told you that already. If in Kenya, a accident occurred over there, at that time, a person having the right to claim in the Kenya. But the forum shopping, the principle of, I told you in the jurisdiction already, we will not take the jurisdiction of the states, but where we find the jurisdiction will follow the rule of private international law. We already, when we were studying the jurisdiction, we made it, that statement. And we already made the statement, there is no hard and fast rule would be there in the private international law. It is decided by
The judge.
The judge.
But based on, again, based on reasoning, logic, and natural and moral rights should be followed over there. Justice should be done, and it seems to be done. That is the rule followed. So that is a very good point of it for the private international law. So what do you mean by lex loci solution is? I will hide it so that you could not see it. Yes. What do you mean by lex loci solution is?
The law of the place where the contract was performed.
Yes, no, the law of the place of performance. Yeah, that is the same thing. The law of the place of performance of a contract, we can say lex loci solution is. Then what is the marriage In the marriage, what is the connecting factor? In the marriage, what is the connecting factor? Matrimonial.
Lex loci celebration is.
I appreciate. Lex loci celebration is. So it is also a new term to me, because when I was studying, I did not study this thing. But anyway, the indirect form that we studied it. What is locus regit actum? What does the locus regit actum? Locus regit actum means the place governs the act. The place governs the act. We can say lex situs also. Is it or not? Is it or not? We can
It
say
is.
for the movable property, and generally movable property will follow the lex domicile in common law countries, but the movable property in the civil law countries, we will follow the nationality, lex patriae. But when the matter comes to the immovable property, the rule is the lex res site, or we can also say lex situs, lex situs. See, I will give you one example. There is no dispute who is your mother. Am I following? Are you following? There is no
Yes.
dispute
Yes.
who is your mother. Where the dispute comes?
Who is your father?
Who is your father? Who knows who is the exact father?
Mother.
Even the mother is promiscuous, having the several people. That in the terminology, I don't know whether you use it, because every time that I don't use the coitus, or I don't use the sexual act or intercourse, but we will use the BBC. What is meant by BBC? Sir, British Corporation, sir, Broadcasting Corporation. But in the class, it is not that much very good to use every time the sexual intercourse or it is the coitus. But we'll use the other terminology, BBC, body to body contact. Is it clear? I codified it. Body to body contact,
Yes.
BBC. BBC means that act. That's the biological phenomena act. Instead of repeating every time, it is not good also. It is something, of course, uneasiness would be there, because there are a lot of ladies are there, gents are there. Of course, nobody is a minor here. Okay. Now let us see what is the meaning of lex loci delicti. Already told you. Where the place where the wrong or tort is committed. See, where the tort is committed, also one word we can use, or lex loci demini also we can, where the damage is occurred over there. But when you say the damage occurred over there, do you think the damage occurred only in the law of tort? It may occur in the even contract also. Are you following me? Why contract? In the matrimonial remedies also there will be damages will be occurred over there. But naturally they will say the rights there. So lex causae, already I told, we discussed is that the law of the cause. That is in conflict of laws, the law chosen by the forum court for the relevant legal system when it judges as international and interjurisdiction case is there. But there are two factors are there when you say lex causae. Number one, whether the dispute is tort, contract, or matrimonial remedies, or the property. That is one. Number two, the rule of law is concerned, which country law could be used over there to give the justice to the party? Whether the lex fori or lex loci, where the right is claimed over there. That's why I told you, a lex fori law will be displaced by the a lex fori law would be displaced by the lex loci to give the justice to the party. Hence, if an accident happened over there in Kenya, the damages awarded the same way the Kenyan damages are awarded in Tanzania. Because if you award the damages in the Tanzania using the Tanzania law, there is a ceiling would be there. But in the Kenyan law, there is no ceiling. I am giving the example. There is a Kenyan law, there is no ceiling. Hence, the more benefit would be given to the plaintiff is to follow the Kenyan law or Tanzanian law. Yes,
Kenyan law.
Kenyan law. The reason is there is no ceiling in the damages. But in Tanzania, if there is a ceiling, then naturally the judges will say that no, better we'll follow the Kenyan law so that the plaintiff will be benefited more. Because cause of action arises in Kenya. That is lex loci, where the right is claimed by the parties. So what is the principle of lex loci celebration is, I told you that in matrimonial things, where the marriage is celebrated. The Latin term for the legal principle in the English common law roughly translated as, I quote, the law of the land, within parentheses, lex loci, where the marriage was celebrated. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I will give one example to you. I want to test you. Suppose, I am giving an example. Suppose, let me say, in the Maldives, you can marry two, even you are a Christian, doesn't matter. And you can also keep one concubine also. I don't know whether you know the concubine. Do you know what is the concubine? C-O-N-C-U-B-I-N-E. I repeat, C-O-N-C-U-B-I-N-E. Concubine. If you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you say pass on.
Person, sir.
Machumba.
Concubine is like a prostitute.
Not prostitute, man, because she will not sleep with everybody. There is no BBC with everybody. With only one person would be there. But illegally that you will keep it because they don't marry at all. Machumba, I told you, no? Machumba and Malaya, there is a difference or not? The prostitute and the concubine, there is a difference. Prostitute, she can make the BBC with anybody because she wants the money. But the concubine generally will be attached to one person. But there is no marriage. We can say concubine. In another words, we can say machumba. Do you marry the machumba? If you marry the machumba, then become a wife. Provided the first wife should not be there with you. Otherwise, it amounts to? What is the offense it is amounts to? If already your wife is there, if you marry another girl or a woman and keep as a wife, what is the offense that you have committed?
Cheating, no? Or polygamy. Or
See, polygamy means more
Polyandry.
than. See,
Yes, sir.
if you say, if a woman will marry the many men, then we can say polyandry. If a man will marry many women, then we say polygamy. But if a man is having one wife and married another woman and kept him as a second wife, the offense in the penal code is called bigamy. B-I-G-A-M-Y, bigamy. Have you heard this word anytime or not? Yes? Have you heard this word anytime or not? Bigamy. B-I-G-A-M-Y.
I'm hearing it today, Prof.
Why is it not in the penal code? In your penal code, it is not there, bigamy. Or promiscuous. Promiscuous is there. See, in the Tanzania, if you have the BBC with another man, it is not an offense. Woman. Okay, that way I know it. If you have the BBC with another woman, it is not an offense because both are agreed together. But in other countries, you know, when your wife is already there, if you have the BBC with another person, then we can say that is amount to adultery. It is an offense. Anyway, sir, if more than one wife is there, we can say the offense is committed is the bigamy. In the same manner, if the more than one husband would be there, if you make it, then we call it. You just check it in the Google search engine, what is the bigamy? They will tell you. So anyway, let us come to the points of the lex patriae. I already told the nationality. And the law of the fatherland is a modern usage, nationality law. The law of the court in which the proceeding is brought. But I told you already that the nationality will be followed mostly in the civil law countries. Which is the civil law country? Which are the civil law countries? Sir, Kenya.
Eastern Europe.
The civil law country means which are not ruled by the Queen, the England. They are generally called the civil law countries. Of course, there are many countries, even Japan comes over there, even Italy also comes over there, Germany, France, and European countries, and some part of the Quebec. In the USA, it comes over there. Australia will follow the both of them. But in certain cases, India will follow a little bit in certain cases the inequitable system, civil law system. But generally, overall, we can say it is a common law system. Adversarial system. In Tanzania also, it is a common law system where we can follow the adversarial system, because unless until that you prove it and the accused is not innocent, when you prove it, then we can say that the accused is then we can say the accused will be a culprit or it can be punished over there. So anyway, that I in the further also I have made it very much clear which are the common law countries, which are the civil law countries, and what will they followed over there. I made it very much clear. So domicile is a connecting factor. So where the domicile will play an important role, can you tell me? Yes. Where the domicile will play an important role in the private international law. I already told you in the beginning, in our lecture. Okay, I repeat.
Domicile follows.
Please continue it.
Domicile follows the man, so it will become an important connecting factor when the man changes the place where he resides actually. So
okay, I appreciate. Domicile mainly comes because at any time it can be stopped because the time is up. The domicile is, I told you, when the taxation is concerned, domicile plays an important role. Number one. Number two, when the mobile property is concerned for the common law countries, domicile plays a very important role. And I told you one case law. I don't know whether you remember the case law or not. When you have an intention to stay in a particular place permanently, then we can say Tanzania.